Mr. Rothschild, how you doing, sir? Can you tell us what went on at the Bilderberg meeting this year?
Sorry?
Could you tell us what went on at the Bilderberg meeting this year?
I didn't get that, actually, no.
The Bilderberg? You weren't there?
No.
Not this year. What went on last year?
No, I wasn't there last year. I think that was my cousin.
Your cousin was there?
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
Do you have a couple minutes for us, Mr. Rothschild? We have a few additional questions. I was asking a question inside of, because I was saying that the Federal Reserve was one of these organizations. I know, it's one of these organizations that a lot of people say is the source of inhumane projects all across the world because it's a private bank.
That was started by your family.
No, it's completely untrue. I was asked that earlier. It really isn't true. No.
Jekyll Island? Jekyll Island, 1913, sir? I mean, but sir, just one thing, we could go on about how, you know, your family committed all these acts against society, but we just want to let you know the New World Order has no legitimacy. And that we as a people are not afraid, and we are waking up to the robber barons and the big banksters who are looting this economy with the Federal Reserve.
Well,
we just want to let you know the New World Order has no legitimacy. And that we as a people are not afraid, and we are waking up to the robber barons and the big banksters who are looting this economy with the Federal Reserve.
Well,
what do you, I mean, the Rothschilds family did start the Federal, you know, they divided Europe first, took over Europe, the Napoleon.
Don't exaggerate.
Well, no comment on that, sir?
I think all our society is run by insane people for insane objectives. You know, and I think that's what I sussed when I was 16 and 12 way down the line, but I expressed it differently all through my life. It's the same thing I'm expressing all the time, but now I can put it into that sentence that I think we're being run by maniacs for maniacal ends, you know. If anybody can put on paper what our government and the American government, etc., and the Russian, Chinese, what they are actually trying to do, you know, and what they think they're doing, I'd be very pleased to know what they think they're doing. I think they're all insane, you know, but I'm liable to be put away as insane for expressing that. You know, that's what's insane about it. Every country's had a violent.
It was a group of wealthy Chicago Jews back in the 90s, some with strong socialist views, with a plan to make Obama America's first black president. Employing the help of Jewish ad man David Axelrod, Obama's Jewish handlers, Betty Lou Saltzman, Abner Mikva, Penny Pritzker, Lester Crown, and Valerie Jarrett finally got their man into the White House. And now, after 4 years as president, Obama is still hell-bent on keeping his record sealed. But just last week, Donald Trump blew the lid off once again with an offer Obama should not have refused.
President Obama is the least transparent president in the history of this country. There's never been anything like it. We know very little about our president. I'm very honored to have gotten him to release his long-form birth certificate, or whatever it may be. Now, many people have questions, and very serious questions. I have a deal for the president, a deal that I don't believe he can refuse, and I hope he doesn't. If Barack Obama opens up and gives his college records and applications, and if he gives his passport applications and records, I will give to a charity of his choice, Inner City Children in Chicago, American Cancer Society, AIDS research, anything he wants, a check immediately for $5 million. The check will be given within 1 hour after he releases all of the records so stated.
Well, Obama may laugh it all off with Jay Leno.
What's this thing with Trump and you? I don't. It's like me and Letterman. What has he got against you here? I don't get it.
You know, this all dates back to when we were growing up together in Kenya.
Yeah.
But the lies will not go away, no matter how hard Obama tries to cover them up. First, there's his birth certificate, which Trump calls whatever it may be. Well, whatever his birth certificate may be, it's already been proven to be a fraud. Next, his passport. Now, why won't Obama make it public? Because his original passport would reveal his citizenship is from Indonesia, not America. That's why. You see, Obama's mother, Ann Dunham, when 17 and already a radical leftist, moved with her parents from Seattle to Hawaii in 1960, where she enrolled at the University of Hawaii. Now, Obama says that his mother married a fellow student, Barack Hussein Obama, a Kenyan, who Obama claims is his father. But Michelle Obama told NBC in 2008 that Obama's mother was very single when she had him. And according to the groundbreaking film, Dreams from My Real Father, it's Frank Marshall Davis, a communist agitator living in Hawaii in the 60s, who sired baby boy Obama and his political agenda. The film shows racy pictures of Obama's mother, photographed by Davis, indicating an intimate and illicit relationship between the two, which soon found Ann Dunham pregnant with a biracial baby boy, who she would name Barry. Her parents, wishing to sever any connection between Davis and their pregnant daughter, ship her off to Blaine, Washington to her aunt. Soon, she would give birth to Obama, most likely in a nearby Canadian maternity ward, on August 4th, 1961. Not surprisingly, Obama resembles Davis much more than he does the made-to-order Kenyan father. Facial similarities between Davis and Obama abound, striking and quite remarkable. After a stint at the University of Washington, Ann Dunham moves back to Hawaii with little Barry and re-enrolls at the University of Hawaii, where she meets and marries an Indonesian student named Lolo Sotoro in 1965. In 1967, Sotoro packs his family off to Indonesia and adopts Obama as his son so that he can attend public school there. Thus, Obama's original passport would state Indonesia as its issuing country and Barry Sotoro as the citizen's name. Next, we come to Obama's college records. Obama arrives at Occidental College in 1980, at which he later admits he was not a very good student, smoking lots of pot and doing lots of parties. Then he supposedly transfers to Columbia University in 1981, whose high academic standards were apparently lowered to admit Obama. A former classmate, Wayne Root, who like many others doesn't remember seeing Obama, says that the only way Columbia would have admitted Obama would be as a foreign exchange student.
I was a pretty connected guy. I knew a lot of people. I knew pretty much everyone I thought in the political science department. I never met him. I never saw him. I never heard of him. No one that I know at Columbia ever met him, ever heard of him, or ever saw him. There's an easy track that gets you into an Ivy League school, and you don't have to compete like a guy like me. I was valedictorian in my high school, top 1/2 of 1% SAT scores. You don't have to do that if you're a foreign exchange student.
Let's go back to Trump's original offer. Trump is $5 million sure there's fraud going on. And Obama, that sealing his records is worth more than any amount of money Trump can give, even though it would help a lot of needy people. Either Obama really doesn't care about helping people after all, or there's something in his records he doesn't want us to see. Either way, by refusing Trump's offer, Obama, or whatever his name may be, proves without a doubt that we don't want to give him 4 more years as President of the United States of America.
Some are calling them radical ideas by the Catholic Church to fix the global economic crisis. Our own Lisa Sylvester reports.
Occupy Wall Street protesters carried a golden calf named Greed to make their point, the growing gap between the rich and the poor.
My biggest beef is the growing economic disparity. I have a problem that I feel we have a capitalist system that is based around hoarding wealth instead of dispersing it to grow capital and help the free market grow.
The division between the haves and the have-nots is a message long central to the Catholic Church. Now the Vatican is picking up on the momentum and speaking out against what it calls the idolatry of the market. For the first time, the Vatican has outlined what it sees as a moral fix for the problem of poverty, a proposal to create a new financial authority, including a global central bank and a new tax on global financial transactions.
Globalization has made us all in the same boat, and we're going to either sink together or we're going to prosper together. But we're only going to do that if we work together as a world community to deal with these issues.
The Vatican says the International Monetary Fund has lost the ability to stabilize the world financial system and points to the current debt crisis in Europe and the lingering effects of a global recession. But added regulation and centralizing global authority, Mark Calabria with the Cato Institute counters, will exacerbate the problems and put more power in the hands of a wealthy few.
The attitude that you are sort of insulating this further from public accountability in the individual countries actually increases the leverage that the largest financial institutions have in this game, because they'll be the ones at the table.
Father Thomas Rees says this is meant to be a moral blueprint, a first draft to be tweaked by economists and politicians. Like the Occupy Wall Street protesters, the Vatican hopes to draw attention to the issue of poverty and offer a vision where principles trump profits. Now, Father Reese with Georgetown's Woodstock Theological Center acknowledges these proposals are to the very far left. In fact, the Pope advocates redistribution of wealth, and that's all going to be a really tough sell. But the Vatican believes it is still important to have a conversation about what it calls a crisis in morality, Wolf.
Father Reese is with Georgetown University. Okay, thanks very much for that. Lisa.